listen, bro.
When I
I
pull
ain't
up,
talking
you
for me. I'm talking for the barbers, Munchy. You feel me? I'm talking for all the. Let's strictly say the barbers. Get your deposit, nigga, so you ain't running this shit like this.
The barbers know how it go, man. After I got this cut, I'm looking at this mirror. That thing right, and then hit me that cash.
Man, the barber should have been the one pulling out the blower.
That's how I go, man. Let me see. Oh yeah, you hit that.
But nowadays, especially this new generation barbers, these motherfuckers ain't even like you book unless you.
Hey, let me ask you something, bro. Is he?
A lot of times, real shit.
Is he?
It's like, what's the celebrity barber?
No, that'd be appointment
I
based.
heard
They don't
the
need no
head.
deposit,
This
bro.
is your gratuitous grind and fabulous flip. Wanna go roll there?
Good deal of them too. Sometimes we want deposits, especially.
Hey, fool. The barber should have been the one pulling out the blick. I done cut your hair. Now I know I'm not about to get paid. I got all rights to be mad. All I said was have a good day, and you still yelling and shit. The barber should have been. The barber should have one pulled the blick out. It should have been the other way around. Fuck you mad at? Now it took 30 minutes to cut your hair.
Realistically, both of them niggas had the right to pull the blick out.
That was pretty harsh.
Bro,
Sat down, got the line.
Barber should have got the blick right there.
Yeah, yeah, nigga, you ain't happy. I know, Ari, you ain't about to be a free cut. I think it's okay, but you not happy. You mad? This nigga Max, I blew my cake. Hey, yours?
That's like a certain stance is aggressive. They do it down.
Answers one.
You already have
made that nigga the wrong.
I already said now. Ouch, what if it was that, you should just fire. I'm not about to go ahead and get the blow kids in the barbershop. But what the barber nigga was aggressive.
He was returning.
What do you have in mind for the heart? Line, grind,
I respect
and dip.
It sounds like Anna had a fight over a haircut before.
Bro. And your point is nigga, if you want to avoid confrontation and shit like that, nigga, make sure that you do everything in your power not to do anything to initiate that confrontation. So that's what you're saying. I respect that. But nigga, throwing down my own motherfucking cake, nigga,
That's my shit.
Hey,
no, but I seen this play out in jail with somebody else unhappy with a cut.
Nah, but niggas gonna see that as aggressive for sure.
Yeah.
I seen this happen twice, bro.
Because we going back and forth regardless if energy being returned right. And then we just standing right there and you just do the, that's like the aggressive stance.
I seen this happen twice in the county jail, bro, where a nigga wasn't happy with his cut in the county. You would be like, nigga, I'm about to go to visit, nigga, this nigga fucked me up, cuz. Fuck. Like, nah, nigga, you owe me 2 soups. Like, nigga, you gonna get 2 face. Hey, nah, this happened.
You owe me 2 soups for fucking my hair.
This played out in the county twice, bro.
Hey, yo, that's
shit funny.
As fuck, bro.
Nigga, and all that spraying that shit, trying to fix a hairline with that spray. The jailer nigga fucked that up. This shit coming off on niggas' jerseys.
Nah, yeah, just let that shit go, bro.
Yeah, go. Just touch your whole head. Just go bald.
Yeah, let that shit go.
I'm not hanging on this shit like that. I'm just going. I'll shave that. I know I got a light bulb shaped head, but so what? Hey, nigga, I'm gonna tap this. Nigga, I'm gonna tap this motherfucker and make it fashionable, nigga.
Yeah. All right, y'all want to get into this fan funded and shit? All right, what we got? Box. Are we doing all of them? Box. You know, I'm reading that a whole different way. Thank you for becoming a member. Mindset, manipulation. Thank you for becoming a member.
You can just read off.
Isabella Chiquito, 5060. Got Jasmine Rodriguez. Carly AUD4789. Shout out to you. Benjamin, you 6800. Dave Reloaded. Allison Shadin and what's that say? Victoria Ames. Shout y'all out for all becoming members. We got our first super chat here. XCF Huss says Adam's new handle is Cuckface. Okay. Shout out Daniel Minor, 1239. Sammy Sosa becoming members. Luck Mac, sus is a little sus. Every week he has some hateful shit to say about gay people. Other day, he said he got.
Hey guys, welcome back to San Amsterdam, and today we're gonna check out.
Sus ain't here to defend himself. 9225 Duans.
She's up on the crane, and then click on them, and then someone who is up on the crane. This might take a bit, but we have someone right here, for example. She's up on the crane, and then click on them, and then teleport, and this will teleport you right up here. So
trying to judge as a man.
Bro, last week they was on me for my pants.
2X, ain't nothing tight about my pants. I'm just sitting down on the couch, sir.
Listen, why are you looking down
sweat.
there? I don't get why you looking down there to begin with, but anyway, Instro TV, member for 1 month, shout you out, bro. Hey, and I just hopped on the 10 freeway, and your story made me put my seatbelt on. And they don't care about nothing but what the claims say. Wearing your seatbelt. If you ain't wearing your
Select
seatbelt,
a player to join their
make
party
sure you're
or
wearing your
send a
seatbelt.
party
My boy
invite.
was blessed to make it out of that, but some people don't. So definitely make sure y'all putting that seatbelt on. You ain't too cool for that, man. TA01 W4N. Welcome to No Jumper. Thank you for becoming a member. Ghost Dog TV. This is what I think my biggest hater right here on here. Ants Fupa is showing. I think you the biggest motherfucking hater on this chat, bro. Every single time I'm in here, you hating on the chat, bro. Shout out to your $5, bro. We appreciate you.
It ain't got nothing to do with Fupa area. That shit got women got. Oh, got nothing to get out of here.
Select a player to join their party or send a party invite.
Looking there, bro. Like in order to look at a fupa on a woman, you gotta be there looking at her vagina, bro. So that means
What that? You look at that swipe, sir.
And you pay $5 to say that you was basically. But hey, it is what
Swipe check.
It is what
Show
it
ass
is,
in
man.
that Diddy documentary.
We love you, Ghost Dog, man. Keep sending them donations. Hey, we got Aaliyah Hughes, welcome to No Jumper. Becoming a member. We got C Hustle 8748. Jay-Z made Memphis Bleak ambassador and on marketing team of Bruce Plus other things. Tony Ayo is attacking on. This is like kind of part to my point I was trying to say, and I ain't saying Ayo attacking on by me, but I'm sure.
Hedgehog fun fact. No freakishly fast blue spiny mammals inhabit the hedge due to the Great Corvid Hedgehog War of the 1990s. The local crows had beef with the hedgehogs and overcame the blue menace due to superior intelligence and ordnance caliber turds.
I know when you do like ambassador shit over like I do ambassador content on the internet sometimes, and basically it's just like they send you shit and you kind of like promote it, and then like a lot of the times like you get paid. Lotion here, license. But a lot of the times you get paid to like somebody use.
We still live though?
Yeah, we still live. If somebody use the code Munchie, you get paid X amount of percent for that. So you the ambassador of that company. You kind of like, I don't want to say you the face because you're not the main face by any means necessary, but you are a face of the company and you essentially get paid to promote the company. So it's a good little thing for sure. Like if you got that, I ate her ass. Okay. If the cat that good, I need that to get me out this wheelchair. Hey man, shout you out, my brother. I hope you do find somebody and make you want to hop up out the chair and go crazy, brother. Shout you out. Baton Don 13 Blueface song so relevant, but still can't get a deal. Ask Wack, where's Cash Money West? LOL.
Hey man,
Nigga,
look, I didn't want this to go into no bashing campaign, so I was doing more listening than speaking. You know what I'm saying?
Nigga, whoever sent that chat in, nigga, you ask Wack. Munchie got his own thing, whatever. So I ain't.
No, because you get to send like you get to send me like you get to send a campaign.
Verified. You are so in the zone.
Sosa. That's another episode of the No Jumper Show, man. My boy Seth. Early or whatever. Y'all already know it's cool. Live podcast and shout out to everyone worldwide. And check your boy out on YouTube, man. Building with my boy Ant Heffer and Munchie B. Y'all fellas got anything to say before we get out of here?
Hey Tomorrow's Over Money TV. Everybody subscribe, like, hype,
Run out for the win.
Shout out No Jumping Wednesday, man. Best news show. I gotta get that out, man, because you know we outside. Much love. Shout out my boy Sussin.
Let's go to the UK now, and we've spoken about the flag protests there. Operation Raise the Colours, supposed to represent patriotism and pride in Britain, but not everybody is on board. Let's hear from Labor MP Jivan Sandher, who is calling on Brits to take down their flags because it's making some people feel uncomfortable.
Bang it! Boom shakalaka. You're frothing.
It's just a bit weird. And you know, because you've seen it online and I see it in my inbox, that this does make people feel uneasy.
Select the player to join their party or send a party invite.
What message are these flags supposed to be sending?
Douglas, what does it say about a nation if the national flag fills people with angst and makes them feel uneasy, or you've got an MP there saying it's a bit weird?
Yeah, there's nothing weird about it at all. If he travelled to any other nation or country, he'd probably find that the flag of that nation was flying in that country. It's just a reminder of what a pushover people think that Britain is these days. I mean, try it with any other country, Rita, and maybe this guy can. Maybe you can go to any other country and say, you know what, you flying your national flag makes me feel uncomfortable. And just see how much care anyone gives to such a statement. The fact is that somebody like him can even say this is a reminder of the tolerance and decency of the British people. Some people might say the over-tolerance and the over-decency of the British people. Because if the British people weren't tolerant and decent, then people like this gentleman wouldn't be having the lives and careers that they are having, and they wouldn't have the ability to complain that the country they're in, when the flag is flown, makes them feel uneasy. It's just, again, there's just unbelievable bigotry against the most tolerant nations in the world, be it Australia, be it Britain. It's always the same pattern. It's the countries that are the most tolerant, the most respecting of difference, and much more, that end up being taken advantage of by buffoons like this.
I mean, can you just imagine going to a country in the Middle East and wanting to reside there and telling them to take down their flags? It's making you feel a little bit uncomfortable. I mean, it is just, like you said, astonishing behaviour. Now to an incredible story from the Telegraph, today's Telegraph, revealing that an activist accused of targeting an RAF base with Palestine Action has been leading anti-Israel protests from behind bars. Mohammed Umar Khalid had been using a prison phone to lead the protests in what has been described as yet another security farce. Douglas, that just seems astonishing.
Would that it was astonishing in modern Britain. We've just had the case this week of a man who came to the UK illegally, immediately started molesting schoolgirls, was detained and then accidentally released. And he actually returned to the place he'd been released from, asking to be let back into the prison and to be deported, and he kept being sent back by the authorities. He said, no, chum, on your way, go back out, have at it. And that's just, the last 24 hours. So every day in this calamitously badly run modern Britain, we have cases like this. Yes, every now and then they will catch somebody who's an illegal migrant, and they'll let them back out, or they'll let them back out, swap them with somebody in France, and they then come back in again. Or in this case, you finally actually do detain somebody, who's involved in terrorist violence against an RAF base. But it turns out that he can conceal a phone in prison or whatever and guide the operations from outside. It's just another reminder that under the Labour Party in Britain, it's just a fundamentally unserious system, a totally broken system, and just everybody in Britain has to hope that at some point quite soon this is turned around. But I mean, you read stories like this, Rita, just every day in the British press, and you know, who's in charge of this stuff? Geniuses like David Lammy.
Douglas, before you go, the world celebrated the Gaza peace deal not too long ago. We noted many of those free Palestinian types didn't seem to be celebrating. Let's hear from one of them, Irish actress and pro-Palestinian activist Denise Gough.
Well, ceasefire isn't liberation, ceasefire isn't free Palestine, and also it feels that it was made without any Palestinian voices, but also that it meets the terms of a true free Palestine and an end to the occupation.
There you go, Douglas. So we've been told the actress also accused Israel of gaslighting the world about what's happening in Gaza.
Yes, she strikes me, Rita, as not being the brain of Britain or indeed of Ireland. I don't know if you get that sense as well. You can see her sort of struggling for the next thought. It almost is written across her forehead as she does that. She says that there don't seem to be any Palestinian voices in the discussion. That's very strange, isn't it? Because, of course, among other things, a rather strong Palestinian voice, the remaining leadership of Hamas, were absolutely central to the negotiations. Palestinian voices is presumably something she's just sort of heard talked about at some poetry jam in a theatre somewhere in London, where she's attended a solidarity evening at some point. And she probably can't point to any of the places in question on a map, but she's heard things like, we must prioritize Palestinian voices. And actually, when Palestinian voices make themselves very loudly heard, whether on October the 7th with their rape-a-thon and murder-a-thon, or indeed in the recent negotiations, it seems that this dimwit just doesn't hear them. So perhaps it's not a lack of Palestinian voices, it's a lack of her being able to hear anything she doesn't want to hear. But as I say, I think it's very unlikely that this actress actually is over the complete issues of phases 1, 2, and 3 of the ceasefire negotiation. I don't know, Rita. I'd love you to ask her on and grill her on the real fine points of this plan. I'd pay good money to watch that.
You know what? We will reach out to her people and extend the invitation. She has been to Gaza, so perhaps she has something to contribute, but I'm not going to hold my breath, Douglas Murray. Thank you so much for your time this evening.
Great pleasure as always. Thank you.
Douglas Murray, let's get into the BBC, the Trump scandal. It's not isolated, it's not a simple misjudgment, but there are plenty in the UK, including journalist and editor Kevin Maguire, who claim otherwise.
Now, I am no defender of Trump, but I'm no defender of lousy, bent journalism either. And I'm sorry, that Panorama documentary was lousy, bent, dishonest journalism. And we should all be ashamed of it.
Trump was a defender of the Proud Boys and white supremacists.
You're ignoring the fact, Kevin.
You were taking, right? You were taking a 12 to 15 second clip in a full program, that was broadcast a year ago, and I'm not aware of any big public complaints about it.
Douglas, what's your response to that?
Well, Kevin Maguire in the UK is quite well known as a sort of left-wing blowhard, and what he said there just adds insult to injury. There really is no defending what the BBC has been caught doing. What Maguire does there is add to that defence by claiming that, by throwing out other completely untrue smears against President Trump, like in supporting white supremacists. I mean, that's the fine people hoax. But no, I mean, he and other activists like him will keep spreading their untruths. But the fact is the BBC has been caught out in a set of really, really disgraceful lies. The most prominent one is this to do with editing President Trump's speech on January the 6th to suggest that he said that he would that the protesters gathered together should engage in violence by fighting. And of course, all the terrible things that did go on that day, that was not what the president said in his remarks, and Panorama simply spliced two quotes together that gave the very clear impression that President Trump was indeed urging people to go and fight. But that's not the only thing. This is such a huge download of errors by the BBC that there are other things that have got lost in it. One of them is the BBC's proven serial lies about Israel during the Israel-Hamas war. The unbelievable way in which BBC Arabic, which frankly should just be canned, should be shuttered. The BBC has no control over it. Just welcomes all these terrorist supporters all the time and gives their anti-Israel views. And then, of course, there's the stuff on the trans issue as well. This is a really disgraceful moment for the BBC, and it's even more disgraceful that anyone will try to hide it.
Well, yeah, you're 100% right there. The BBC's institutional bias goes well beyond Donald Trump, goes beyond Nigel Farage and the coverage of the Middle East. Even a documentary about Bill Cosby a couple of years ago displays just how lost the BBC is. Watch some of the nonsense they add.
If we actually grappled with the fact that sex negativity is what causes this type of behavior, then we could create a world where in a idyllically sex-positive world, someone is able to pay conscious women to come and be drugged so that I can get my kink out, my fetish on having sex with unconscious people. There's a consensual way to do that.
Well, there you go, a therapist promoting an idyllically sex-positive world where men can just fulfill their fetishes by having sex with unconscious people. I mean, what am I even hearing, Douglas?
Not just what are you hearing, what are you seeing? I don't know, it's women sex positivity in any way. No, I mean, and look, this is, the BBC was so fantastically lost. By the way, there's a very clear reason for it. I'm not an enemy of the BBC, I'm a critic of it. I would like to see the BBC doing what it was boasted that it's doing, which it hasn't done for years, but which it has done at times in the past, which is to provide genuinely impartial journalism and a place where people can agree that there is a sort of non-biased, fact-based channel with all of its subsidiary channels, which you can go to get a trusted news source. And, you know, it's just so characteristic of the BBC and certain other media in this age. They set up all these things like BBC Verify to try to prove fake news in other media and on social media and so on. But they're pumping out fake news themselves, as the events of the last few days have shown. I mean, it's just completely unacceptable that an allegedly non-biased platform would be shown to have extreme bias in so many cases. And the point about that needs to come out is, as Charles Moore pointed out the other day,
select a player to join their party or send a party invite.
The BBC always goes in one direction. You know, it's never
select a player to join their party or send a party invite.
In favor of Nigel Farage. It's never accidentally biased against illegal migrants. It's never accidentally biased in favor of biological reality. No. It's always the same left-wing tropes, anti-Israelism, anti-Trumpism, and so on. And it's because these journalists at the BBC, which used to be, I stress again, it used to be a real bastion where there were serious, reporters, fact checkers, editors, presenters, and much more. It's a place which represents one particular viewpoint, and they have the right to do that if they want to become a privately owned company, and not take a tax from every household in the UK that owns a television in order to push this as being mainstream. It's so well documented now, this one-directional bias, and I hope that what we've seen with the resignation of Director General and the head of news isn't thought to be just the solution to the problem. It isn't. The problem is institutional in the BBC. Until it is a safe space for conservative-minded journalists and others to discuss openly in editorial meetings and elsewhere the sorts of
Select a
things
player
that
to
they
join
should
their party
be
or
covering,
send a party
then
invite.
it has no right to claim impartiality.
Well, it has a huge number of staff, huge number of journalists, producers. How many of them are conservative? How many of the ones who have programs, who are hosts, who are anchors on radio, on television, are conservatives? It's very easy just to determine.
Select a player to join their party or send a party invite.
They're taxpayer funded, so they have a charter. They're obliged to be balanced. And when it comes to biological reality, as you mentioned, the trans issue, Douglas, they're not much better there either, are they?
No, I mean, it's on all of these issues. You know, recently one of the newscasters got into some trouble because she had to read out a line about, what was it, birthing people, and something like that, and she sort of said, women, you know, and slightly rolled her eyes and got into trouble.
Cell reintegration successful.
You know, it all goes back to that thing you just mentioned, Rita. You know, how many non-left-wing liberals are in the BBC? I don't actually know now if there are any. Some 20 years ago, I knew some. I used to get together with some of them socially out of hours. I used to joke to them that the small group of conservatives in the BBC who used to meet in a pub or a bar and talk about things, I used to joke that they behaved like 1950s homosexuals. You know, they had to have a sort of secret code and, you know, hope that no one at work could guess their dirty little secret and so on. That's just a
Skullcrest Core Lord, lore number 17. OG SV Loke would often go to Skatalica trips to nearby San Vanalona in order to bomb the hills, ditches, and Megadam on Cougar Mountain. The tours were epic, and the only rule was leave tour socks behind. Those stinky things weren't allowed in the van. Road life rules.
I think they do once the guardrails of the pretense of impartiality are off. They're all campaigning anti-Trump, anti-conservative, anti-Tory, left-wing activists. It's always like that. When they leave the BBC, the thin veneer that they had whilst they were out is completely disappears. And I'm afraid that's still going on. You have presenters like Nick Robinson, well-known leftist, and doesn't really manage to hide it on air. Extremely disagreeable to any conservative is interviewing. People like Nick Robinson are trying to cover this up.
Next one isn't me.
Right, pretending there's sort of no problem here. So I don't see any sign the BBC is actually going to reform.
You know what? One of the things I love about social media, particularly X or Twitter as it used to be called, is the way it has removed that veneer, because you have these individuals on social media putting out their opinions, and then you can see why they report the way
Select
they
a player
do.
to join their party or send a party invite.
Like you and I are, and state our opinions, but when you're supposed to be a news reporter and completely impartial, it's a different thing. And I just want to play you a little clip about the BBC covers trans issues.
Now, transgender woman's milk is just as good for babies as breast milk. That's according to a letter from the medical director at University Hospital Sussex NHS Foundation Trust. The claim was made as part of a response against campaign groups. The trust referred to studies and the World Health Organization guidance, including one case which found what it called no observable effects in babies fed by induced lactation.
Well, there you go, Douglas. I don't know, maybe you can take a cocktail of drugs and start lactating and feeding a child, and it'll just be just as good as mother's milk. I mean, really, the institutional bias is not just how they present a story and how they frame it, but also it's often with the guest selection and the story selection itself.
Yes, I mean, in that case, I'm not going to take you up on your offer of that cocktail, if you don't mind, Rita. I prefer a straight-up martini myself. But no, that's an absolute classic one, isn't it? How could whatever the secretion is that comes out of somebody who's trying to change the pretense of biological sex, how could whatever cocktail it is that comes out that will be pumped full of the hormones that the person in question is taking, how could that possibly be as good as mother's milk? This is the sort of thing which the BBC will push as part of the trans extremist agenda. And they don't have to. You know, they could have taken a completely reasonable view all the whole way along, like some of us did, which is things like, you know, let's look into this a bit more because it seems to be, you know, that there's an awful lot to look into here, and let's not make up facts. But they want to because they want to push a particular agenda. And as I say, it's all in one direction repeatedly. It's never the gender woo-woo critical thing it falls into the direction of. You know, it's all this kind of, you know, and I'm amazed that she didn't end up saying.
To see the jurors before and all that stuff. So you get to see a few new things. And you really get to see this documentary was put together to show you P. Diddy's character as a person. It really wasn't revealing on freak offs as much as, because we've seen interviews and stuff like that. It was more of like when you seen that apology, this is the rebuttal to that apology he had. You see how phony and manipulative he is, you know? You see how he don't really like people like that. It's all an act.
Grew up knowing who Sean Combs was. One had no idea, you know, who this man was.
She looks Mexican, but you know, you get to hear their stories, and they didn't have anybody to tell, and they couldn't prove their cases back in those days because, you know, they didn't have smartphones and the internet and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he got away with a lot of stuff in the early 90s and stuff.
Their perspectives, you know, were really interesting.
For the filmmakers, they say making the documentary was bigger than them.
Your fighting skills are hampered by the recent trauma, but they aren't lost. As you continue to fight, you're accumulating data to unlock them. Use this terminal and choose progression to continue.
You know what's so crazy? You find out that Ariel had an opportunity. She was about to go to law school to be a lawyer. And her mama talked her out of going to law school and talked her into pursuing her talents of singing and to go to making the music. Ariel didn't want to go to law school. Oh my God! Crazy. She looked like something off of what's the Arnold movie? Oprah looked like something off of her. Like you open up and you look at the phone, damn, this is something that you don't own. Some people didn't get paid. Netflix told you this is this big.
What a kill! Well done. Take a break until the next fight. These punks remind me of the resistance fighters we fought against in French wars. Same dirt cheap homemade guns, same stupidity. Oh. Those were the days. We were slaughtering busters by the thousands. Ready, go! So close. Well, he wasn't. Not really.
Who was in the interrogation room, shot up the Trump hotel. He was in a hospital gown. In the interrogation room, he was talking about how Diddy drinks the liquid cocaine, the pink cocaine, everything that he was doing with Cassie, and how he sued him for $5 million and Diddy paid him $5 million. Come on, man. You can't even build up a RICO to lose it within a week span or a few months span after that damn Cassie thing happened. Once the Cassie thing happened, they said, all right, cool, we're gonna bring like everything right now. Years. We're talking about Homeland Security, FBI. Bro, this is the feds. Stop it. This is what 50's doing. He's showing you his character. He's breaking his character down so you won't be one of these Diddy defenders. But you most try you, and he say over 20 years, nigga, I having problems with this dude. And then he gonna stab your baby moms. You know what he was doing, so it's on. Like I don't understand why y'all so sensitive when it's on, it's on. What? How would you handle your enemies? Just tell me, for all the Diddy defenders in the room, how do you handle your enemies? It's like if one of these YouTubers, my enemies, they was about to lose their house or something like that, and I could buy it for the tax money, and I buy it, am I petty? Yes. So what? You shouldn't have did that, man. That's going too far. What? If I buy a nigga house and take his mama and put her in there and charge her rent, I'll do it. You're going too far.
I think it's
completely the perspectives of people that have been shown. We're trying to just get the highlights, the salacious details. You know, the real goal is to storytell. And if you everyone needed to have an allegation to be a part of this project.
The four-part series also features two jurors from Combs' trial who are speaking for the first time about how they reached their mixed verdict, finding Combs guilty of 2 prostitutes.
You should have known that Indian dude definitely was in there. You know what I'm saying? And I think the other girl is like some type of Caribbean motherfucker. That's New York, so you always gonna get a bunch of exotic niggas.
Constitution offenses, but clear of racketeering and sex trafficking charges, both sharing their thoughts on the relationship between Combs and singer Cassie. Juror 65 describing them as two people in love. And Juror 160 saying in part, domestic violence wasn't one to
And again, they only use the domestic violence thing to destroy his character. See, Diddy trying to get his character back and get his name. His name is Mud right now. His name is Mud. I told you what he should have did. If he's so into being a porn director, he should have got licensing, did it the right way, and really start his own porno company where he can jack off in the corner all he wants to. That's all he was doing. He's in prison right now for being a pervert and wanting to jack off watching somebody bang his girl and paying them to do it and flying them out to do it.
So if you should have ignored the mission so far and you don't have...
If you put that jacket on any other person you know that's not famous and not rich, you're going to be like, dude, you're a weirdo.
You just set your session marker.
No, bro, you can't hit the weed. No, you can't get one of these beers, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's how y'all would do any nigga from your neighborhood, any nigga you know who did that. But it's Diddy, so it's we're gonna find a way to make this okay. Find a way to blame the white man. Find a way to blame society. Oh, it's the white company. No, this is a little pervert. These aren't made up acts. This is him on tape. He's on tape. He's on tape. He filmed himself.
There is another one of those spots with the Rams right here. So similar to
he filmed everybody and filmed himself. What are you talking about? Pervert. And we can't even see what they were playing in court. Imagine the filth that the jurors had to watch in court with headphones in stereo. Are you kidding me? Free Diddy my ass. Pervert. Oh, they were considering adults. Nigga, they were prostitutes being paid and shipped. You might not like the law, but there is a law against that.
It's like 18, like 19 years old. In the very beginning, after a while, over time, you condition for it.
The goal of what the film is trying to do is to let the audience kind of come in to ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that.
Oh my God, and his children is in court. Thank you, FBI Empress. His children were in court. His mama was in court. They had to just leave. I can't believe I raised this little nasty motherfucker. Pervert.